Recently, there was the election that had the question on whether or not New Jersey will be legalizing cannabis back in November. That passed. So what does that mean? Well, in this video, my goal is to try and give you as much information as I can so that you can be safe out there when it comes to cannabis. The laws changed to add 3 major sections. One focuses on the rules, the regulations. It creates that legal industry. Now, the second reforms criminal and civil penalties for cannabis. So the second one is what we'll really be focusing on, what criminal repercussions are now in place with cannabis. Finally, the last one reforms the criminal penalties for minors. So one is criminal penalties for adults, one is criminal penalties for minors. So let's focus on the criminal penalties for adults. What does it mean? Can you have weed in New Jersey? Yes. You are allowed and entitled to possess up to 6 ounces of weed. Anything more than 6 ounces can still be criminally charged. Anything less than 6 ounces cannot. Can you buy 6 ounces? No. You're only going to be able to buy or gift 1 ounce at a time. So you can't gift someone more than an ounce. You can't sell someone more than an ounce. Can your employer fire you because you smoke weed? Well, this answer is a little bit on the halfway side. So as far as smoking weed, no, your employer cannot fire you for smoking weed if you're smoking it at home. It's legal. It's like saying, can my employer fire me for going to a bar after work? Can he fire you for coming in stoned, or can he fire you for coming or smoking on the job? Absolutely. So this is not a situation where you are now allowed to get stoned and then go to work. No, your employer is allowed to drug test you at any time while you're at the job. Your employer can also drug test you as you're starting a shift if they have reasonable suspicion to believe that you are smoking or you're under the influence of cannabis. So we talked about buying and gifting and selling, but can you grow? Absolutely not. It is illegal to grow cannabis in any form in the state of New Jersey, even under these new laws. If you are, you can be held criminally liable. Even dispensaries and retailers are not allowed to grow. Can my probation be violated? They find weed in my system now that weed is legal. The answer here is pretty clear. No, your violation cannot be violated. So you're safe to smoke weed even if you're on probation. While on the topic of probation and cops, let's talk about, can a cop start asking you questions or search your car because they smell weed? This is a huge and maybe one of the biggest freedoms that this law provides. An officer can no longer search your car because they smell weed. That's a really, really big deal because that was the basis of so many searches in the past. So as a result, please understand, if an officer says, hey, I smell weed, can I search your car? Remember the script that we keep telling you guys over and over and over again. You do not want to sit here and have these conversations with these officers if the basis of the stop is, I smell weed. You're allowed to smell weed in the car. So the last question we've been getting is, when will we start seeing dispensaries? Well, dispensaries can open 180 days after the law was signed into effect. That roughly puts dispensaries opening up at around late August. Although they're not doing any applications now, they're not reviewing any applications, they're not accepting them. There are several different kinds of licenses in the cannabis industry. 1/3 of this law is focused on establishing this industry. So it's important to understand that yes, you will see dispensaries opening up soon, but at the end of the day, it's not easy to open up a dispensary. If you have any questions revolving around cannabis use or any other criminal law question, please reach out to us. We're always here to help with any kind of criminal law. It's what we're here for.